Excuse me, coming through. Have you gone to Comic-Con dressed as any character? Who would I come as? I don't know really. Billy Conley. Oh, I love it. I really love it. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, Dubai. Oh, I don't know really. Are you going to ask me a question? Oh, that's a nice question. Superman, I'd like to become a Superman. When I was little, I used to have a red dressing gown and I thought I was Superman. Because my real name is Percy James Patrick Kent Ivan Smith. But actually, when as a child, I was called Kent. So I always thought I was Kent, Clark Kent. And you must be Kent, aren't you? Have you got a question?
Who's your favourite villain in Doctor Who?
My favourite question. Yes. Well, my favourite villain is, I suppose, the Daleks, really. Next time. Because when I was the Doctor, I felt that I wasn't really the true Doctor until I battled with the Daleks. Move your feet. Come on.
In The Hobbit, how long did it take for you to finish your comics?
Actually, it was only an hour and a half when I was doing The Hobbit, because if you imagine I had a wig, so a wig's easy, you just stick it on, and then you stick around it, and then the beard, and then the poo. The poo took longer. We get these little birds in and they go, and then they shit all down my face. Anyway, you know, they kind of, not actually, it was just made by, Weta made some poo and then they put some other, a little bit porridge on it, and it dried. But it only took an hour and a half. I was very lucky because the dwarfs guys, they were in sometimes for 4 hours. And they go in and they'd be all made up and all the costumes and all the panning and everything. And then they wouldn't film for days, just hang around on their beards. One of the loveliest things about that though was that I was in Germany recently at a Hobbit convention. And it's lovely, it's discombobulated and stuff. It was this Hobbit convention. And the majority of attendees were young Fräuleins. It was 85% of the attendees were all women, and they all came dressed as their favourite Hobbit characters. And they had, amazing costumes, like you've got some amazing costumes here and there and everywhere. And, but they had beards and everything, and they were all into hugging. And I said, they kept saying German Fräulein, oh, no, Radagast, I want to hug you, I want to hug you. And I never knew I was enjoying being hugged by bearded ladies, but it was great. And I really did like it. Anyway, I'm coming around this way. Oh. No,
As the second Doctor you talk about the second Doctor is always known as a mysterious and off character. How do you feel about playing a character who started out as happy and excitable and even empathetic to his enemies to someone who was always completely his enemies?
Well, yes, the thing is, when I started out, I was happy, and then I got my first paycheck, and that made me really miserable. I was working for the BBC, so I decided to become miserable. No, what happened was that when I got the job, because of my ignorance, I'd seen it for years, I didn't know anything about it. I just kind of got the lines, tried to learn them, and I thought, well, my normal instinct is for comedy. I usually, that's what I normally go for. So I kind of made them light-hearted. I had a cane, an umbrella, slightly Chaplin-esque, Buster Keaton, that kind of world, visual. But then, as I got to know it, I realized I had been given, blessed, with one of the great TV roles. Because you can do anything with it, you can go anywhere with it. And that was my ambition that suddenly became. I wanted to do that, I wanted to explore all the facets of this amazing character who could be, manipulative, he could be gay. I also wanted to bring back the mystery, the Who in Doctor Who. Because originally when he first came, no one knew quite who he was. After 20 odd years of Doctor Who, there was too much was known about him, I thought. So that's why I tried to create this mysterious, and at the same time, my granny, I had a granny who lived to be 100 years and 3 months. And I remember she was really sharp, even at 100. But there was a part of her that was, she'd seen terrible things, lost some of her own children, all that kind of stuff. There was a sadness. And I thought, my daughter's 950 years old. So I wanted to bring that in as well. the longevity, the ancient mariner, the feeling he'd been around doing all that kind of stuff, and that it would have effect. It would be weighty, and that's why I decided I wanted my doctor to be like the one he turned out to be, manipulative. And if we'd have done a 4th season, it would have been along those lines.
There's a myth floating around the internet that basically says that the plot for Ghost Light was so nonsensical and confusing that nobody cast didn't know what was going on.
It's not a myth, it's actually true. No, we didn't. I mean, it's really strange. The reason is partly because the producer thought he could get away with doing 4 episodes. But the executive producers said you can't, so you have to reduce it. I think that's what it was. So there was, if we had enough episodes, it would have made sense. But they had to edit it down. And in the editing it down, they lost some stuff. So, that's why it doesn't make quite sense. But then, yet, at the same time, it is mysterious. And there's some great writing for the Doctor and for Ace. I mean, I think that some of the character stuff that they were given to do, keep your hands up, because I know where you are. So anyway, that's what I think that's culture. It's not a myth, it's a fact.
Speaking of this, have you still contact with your local public?
Oh yes, no, I see Sophie Aldred quite regularly, and I also see Bonnie and Mel. We're still great friends. And you become a family, really. Even the doctors, I meet Paul and Peter and Colin and Tom, and you're great kind of, it's like, brothers really in a way. You kind of love them, you also hate them at the same time. I'm better than you, no, I got a bigger TARDIS than you, and all that kind of stuff.
When you were in the 5-ish Doctors reboot, and you were the other Doctors as well, were there any points where you felt like you actually wanted to be in the 50th anniversary special?
Yep.
Sorry. We finished.
That's a big yes.
No, yes, well, what happened was, we all wanted to be in the 50th. That's why we made the 5-ish Doctors. The reason why we wanted to be in the 50th anniversary was all of us have been traveling around the world, meeting Doctor Who fans all over the world, for 2 or 3 years before the 50th, and they always ask the same thing: are you going to be in the 50th anniversary? Please be in the 50th anniversary. We knew that the fans wanted us to be in the 50th, but the producers didn't listen. And it was only at the beginning of that year we suddenly realized, I don't think we're going to be in it. So Peter said, let's make this film. It was like a whole movie he was going to make it. But then gradually, because we got Stephen Moffat, suddenly realized that he'd made a boo-boo not having us in it. So he supported us making this spoof film of trying to break into Doctor Who. And then the BBC gave some help to it. We didn't get paid for it. We did it for the fans. I mean, we literally, honestly, all of us, Paul, myself, Colin and Peter, did it for the fans. Because we knew you wanted it. And we thought this would be a lovely thing to do. And it was Peter Davidson who actually drove it, who produced it, directed it, and wrote it. And he's the genius behind it being so good. Because it is good. I'm so proud to have been in it. I think it's absolutely great. And I think he made an amazing job, and I'm so glad. And the fans' response has been glorious. Hi. I think you left your wand. I don't know where it is, but someone's got it, your wand.
I'll look it up, thank you. My question is about Peter, because there was a lot of talk about, why did Moffat go with someone older as opposed to Matt and Tennant who were both younger? So what do you think of Peter casting?
Peter Capaldi, no? Peter Davison? No. I thought, my goodness, Peter Davison would come back as the Doctor. Well, you see, I always thought one of the great things about Doctor Who, for me, even before I became Doctor Who, was that we had a superhero who didn't wear his underpants outside his trousers. We had a superhero who didn't use his brawn, but used his brain. We had a superhero who was old and mature. And I always thought that was great. Now, in the Anglo-Saxon world, we don't treat our old people as well as we should do. And in a way, part of